And after all that's happened this week, there's a renewed spotlight on how police interact with the public, especially how officers train in de-escalation measures rather than using force. Brian Hoffman spoke to the Washoe County Sheriff as well as a professor at UNR who specializes in 21st century policing.
Hundreds of protests erupting all over the country, rallying against police brutality and improper use of force, specifically against the death of George Floyd.
Officer Chauvin in Minneapolis, he had 18 complaints in his 19-year career. Police brutality, he was sued for police brutality. He'd been involved in shootings of people of color, and he'd only been disciplined twice.
But while places like Minneapolis and Albuquerque have not followed through with federal guidelines, others have. On the heels of the 2014 cases in Ferguson, Baltimore, and New York with officer-involved use of force, President Obama put together a task force to investigate why police brutality against minorities was occurring across the United States. The report goes through 6 pillars of what a police department can do to build trust in their community.
If they had an early warning system, meaning a database for collecting all of this, some flags would have gone up on his behavior and mandated a review.
It's something that the Washoe County Sheriff's Office has been using for some time now, and it's called the Blue Team.
We set parameters that if a person, as an example, in 6 months has 4 use of forces, or 2 pursuits, or 2 accidents, it'll alert and show a yellow flag.
The system is monitored by Internal Affairs, and when those flags pop up, that's when the deputy is pulled aside and counseled, trained, or even disciplined. Balaam also stressed the importance of community outreach and engagement, as well as a better understanding of what law enforcement does and the needs of the community they serve.
We need to listen to the community. We need to listen to how we can always improve. We always know we can. But then we also want them to quell any misconceptions or misunderstandings about what law enforcement does.
Covering the story, Brian Hoffman, 2 News.